Britton Covey's back. Yes, he is back for tonight's game versus the LA Rams. Lot to discuss regarding the Rams defense, what the Eagles need to watch out for, and please let's dominate the first half of this game for once. Fast start. Let's do it.
If I'm the betting man, then I am, and you're rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, this is the redemption year for Jalen Hurts. This is the year we get the bad taste out of our mouths from last season. If I'm going all in, ride or die with a Super Bowl and bringing that Lombardi trophy back to Philadelphia for a second time, you need to go to BetUS, and I'm not wasting any time with it. I'm putting $500 down as the risk and getting $7,000 back at the end of the year because this offense is going to be explosive. This defense by Vic Fangio is going to be dynamic.
A 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. Click the link in the description below. Start betting and start winning. All right, guys, so today's game day. Tonight's game day. I want to do a little mini video today because I think it's important to kind of go over a couple things before the big game tonight. And I think I think we were all kind of surprised. I was out all day Saturday, so I really didn't have time to really look at social media too much. But it looks like we got some news. More roster moves for the Philadelphia Eagles. It says we have activated wide receiver Britton Covey from the injured reserve list. The team has upgraded his game status to no designation. We have also elevated tight end CJ Usama for the game that nobody cares about. Britton Covey is what we care about right now. Okay, Britton Covey coming back into this offense. Vic Fangio is probably doing backflips in his office because now Britton Covey can worry about two things, really mostly one thing because he's a full-timer when it comes to the punt return position. Okay, now, there was some rumors that Michael Clay has said that they will split the reps between Britton Covey and Cooper DeJean at punt return only because, this is Covey's first game back. You don't want to turn the ball over, fumble the ball. You don't want to do anything stupid on punt return. So maybe they're working him in slowly into this punt return group and seeing what he could do. And as another game goes by, he'll be fine. Or we're going to see Britton Covey there 100%. Now, the Eagles offense, I got to say, out of all the other wide receivers that we have on this team right now, it seems like Britton Covey has been that other receiver they have gotten involved, whether it was slant passes, dump offs, whatever you name it. Okay, he's got 7 receptions on the year so far. He's had 3 nice first downs in a couple games that he played with us before the bye week. And I really liked it a lot. Using Covey in open space and on slants or dump offs or things like that as a third down gadget type receiver or something like that, or an every other down type of receiver, that could be a big mismatch for a lot of guys. I mean, I think if you have slow linebackers, I don't think Britton Covey is going to get caught. Once he's got that foot on you, you're pretty much done with. And you know what? He's worked his tail off this past off season. We knew he wasn't getting that wide receiver 3 job, but if you're able to run double tight end sets in this game, if you're able to get Jahan Dotson or Johnny Wilson or somebody else involved, Britton Covey has been that one guy out of Paris Campbell and when John Ross was here for a couple weeks. And, Britton Covey has been the player, and it seems like Hurts has been really comfortable throwing to him. And that's a really good sign. It's bad on the Jahan Dotson trade. It's good for Johnny Wilson, but for Britton Covey, I think it's even better. This is a guy that's 185 pounds, so he takes a big hit, an unnecessary hit. Don't put him in a bad position when it comes to the passing game. If you want to use him, definitely use him. Create that mismatch. And let me tell you, Britton Covey is going to roll. Really, really is. This is something else I feel like the Eagles would have held back probably a little bit more because Britton Covey is obviously not a focal point of this offense. But I think now with with Devontae Smith out for this game tonight, There's a lot of different things they could do. Whether it's getting Will Shipley a touch or two or getting him in the passing game, getting the running backs in the passing game, double tie in sets, like I said before. A.J. Brown should have a big day. Dallas Goedert, I know the Rams have been one of the weakest teams when it comes to covering tight ends. They're 22-23 against the pass. They're 18 against the run. So with Britton Covey, I think they could just do. I mean, don't make it so complicated. Make it very simple. Get Britton Covey in open space and just let him just do his thing. And his body and his skill set will take over at that point. So I'm so excited. He's coming back every time we have an injury. It seems like reinforcements are always coming back, and Britton Covey has missed a lot of weeks. So unfortunately, I don't think Britton Covey's going to get a lot in this game just because it's his first game back offensively. And punt return, they're easing his way in there. So I think after like one game, they'll start to kickstart him a little bit into some other games maybe. But this is another weapon. This is another weapon you could use. And I think one of the fastest receivers we have, I think probably the fastest guy, well, maybe not the fastest, but he's pretty close. Britton Covey's fast. So using him, getting him back is huge. Didn't think we are going to have him back for this game at all. So we'll see what happens in the meantime with that. Now we talked about the Rams defense, okay? 18th against the run, they're pretty bad against the pass. I mean, I don't see why the Eagles should not be scoring on these guys. Now the problem I have right now is their defensive line. Okay, Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. I mean, these are two excellent players, okay? Now, the Rams had pressured opposing quarterbacks 41.9%, okay, on dropbacks this season. The highest in the NFL. And obviously, these two are a 1-2 punch in that regard when it comes to quarterbacks dropping back. The big issue I have right now is this first half of the game. The first half's where the Eagles haven't been the strong suit of the season. Okay, the offense is growing. It's growing. It just seems like these first halves are so scripted, so plain, boring, no creativity, no nothing at all. Okay, the problem I don't want to happen, which gets us in a really bad spot, is if Hurts is dropping back so much, these route combinations are verticals going downfield, not technically verticals, but routes that go downfield that take way too long to develop, where Hurts is going to keep dropping back, and the Rams are going to keep getting pressure on him. And then when they start getting pressure on him, where Jalen Hurts is either taking an unnecessary sack, is throwing it out of bounds, and Nick is just going to say, you know what? Keep dropping him back. And that's going to be the biggest mistake they make. Because if that starts happening, they need to adjust from that, get play action going, get the run game going. You want to get this run game going with Saquon Barkley. Every team is scared shitless of the play action pass. No doubt about it. Even if you have 8 guys in the box, I mean, because I'm telling you, if you bite on that, you're looking for a big play from one of these wide receivers. Even with Devontae Smith not playing in this game, this team is still dangerous offensively. Don't put your quarterback in a bad spot against the Rams tonight. Please don't do it. Because when Hurts starts getting pressured, they're going to keep rolling and doing the same thing. At least make some adjustments. Have Hurts change something at the line. And let me tell you, if there's an overly aggressive defensive line, they're going to give up a big play sooner or later. Or it's going to be a short pass, a slant, a crosser, something, a hot route change, something like that, that's going to get one of these guys open for huge chunk yards. Not even just that. Screen game. Get your check downs going. If the defense is playing off, you check it down. If they're being too aggressive, you could probably hit Saquon Barkley middle of the field in open space and probably make 10 guys miss going to the end zone. I'm not even kidding. The opportunities are there. Just don't set your quarterback in the wrong position. And yes, there's going to be instances where, Hurts is missing open guys at times where he's rolling out or, stuff like that. The one to Devontae Smith last week, we remember. So there's been some opportunities missed this season, but everybody makes these mistakes. All these quarterbacks make these mistakes, and Hurts gets the brunt of everything off of, a couple bad plays to a few bad plays in the game, which everybody does in every game. So that's where I'm really at. Making the adjustments if Hurts is getting pressured because they're bringing the heat, and obviously Braden Fisk and Jared Verse are two really good players on that defensive line. Have to account for those guys as well. Um, so it's going to be really interesting, man. Really interesting. I don't fear that the Eagles should have any issues against that Rams defense at all. Okay. And you know what? At the Rams offense, and at this point, I feel really good about the offense going against the Rams defense. The defense for the Eagles is young. They're capable. Fangio and some of these young players in connection to him that are really putting on a clinic this season. They have purpose. They're fighting. They're fighting to really build their careers. That's what I love about this defense too much. This defense is just out of its mind. So just want to make a quick, short, miniature video of the situation for tonight. Just make those adjustments if you feel like you're getting pressured too much, and the short passing game has got to be there at times because you keep running what you're running. I understand the Eagles are going to want to look for that big play. I think the Rams understand that and how they're going to use A.J. Brown. So let's see what happens in these matchups. Will another outside wide receiver, other than Devontae Smith, and that's not playing tonight, other than A.J. Brown, will somebody else stand out from the pack? That's going to be really the biggest question I have for this Rams game. Be nice to rely on somebody else besides, if you could get Calcaterra involved, great. When Goddard wasn't playing, Calcaterra was involved. They got him involved. They didn't ignore that position. Wide receiver, and Will Shipley not getting enough reps or trying to give him a shot at least. I feel like there's more opportunity. I feel like there's a lot that's held back with this offense. Even though they are playing well, I think they could do so much more than what they're doing, just so much better. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about the Britton Covey coming back. Do you think it's a light day? Do you think they go all out with him on punt returns and getting him into this offense? How many catches do you think he's going to have? And how do you guys feel about the Rams defense against the Eagles offense? Are you worried about the pressure? Are you worried about the first half and not getting these fast starts? Because I feel like it's already bit us in the ass once, and I didn't like it against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Didn't like that, but at the same time, it happened a lot of times this year, and our defense was really bad at that point. So there's a lot of different games where we've been up and down, but our defense is playing at a high level. This offense needs to get their shit together in the first half, first quarter, first minute, last minute. I don't care what it is. They got to keep it rolling and keep things consistent. And that's where I am with it. So other than that, guys, let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Hope the Eagles do win, and I feel really good about it. You guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up, follow us on. Peace out, guys. I know I say a lot of random stuff, but I do apologize. Sometimes I make no sense, so I apologize. All right, you guys have it. Peace out.